Alright, so here's a little video showing the most common fix on these Stihl FS45 models. I see this all the time. In fact, I've been given 3 of these because people didn't want to mess with it and just gave it to me and went out and bought a new one. But this is a friend of mine's and he wants it fixed, so what I did was I removed the spark arrestor screen out of the exhaust, and it didn't help it at all. The problem it had was it would start right up just fine, run perfect. As soon as you got above half throttle, it would die. So, my first thinking is restriction somewhere, fuel or air, and air including exhaust. So I pulled the screen off the exhaust, that spark arrestor screen, didn't make any difference. Pulled the air filter off, ran without the filter for a bit, didn't make any difference there. Sprayed a little carburetor and choke cleaner into the carburetor with the filter off. Still didn't really help at all. So I thought, okay, we got to pull the carb apart, which only takes a few minutes anyway. And when I got it apart, sure enough, I see this all the time. There is varnish and everything built up from the old fuel on the carburetor. There's a little bit here. You can kind of see where I've scraped it off. But this is what it looked like before. I didn't scrape this off. And see all that gunk built up in there? It's restricting fuel flow, and that's what was causing his problem. So the fix to this is really basic. Be careful when you take this apart because there's tiny little springs, valves, everything. You can't lose these because everything is needed to get this to go back together properly. But what I do is I take everything apart on the carb, including the primer bulb, take all the gaskets off. Be very careful not to tear them because you can reuse them. I reuse them all the time and never have any trouble. Then take your compressed air, and you're just going to blow everything out here. I'll show you how. Alright, so here's what I got going. I basically just took the cap of my carbon choke cleaner here. What I did was I filled it up with some carbon choke cleaner, and then I put the needle and a few other parts from the carburetor, that small ones, in there. And let that all soak off to the side. And next what I did is, let me get my air hose here right quick. Let's get your air hose. And I'm going to just take all the carburetor parts like so here. Spray them down with carbon choke cleaner. Let it soak a little bit, especially where all that varnish is built up there. Same here. Spray it in the little holes there. Get all the jets good and soaked with carbon choke cleaner. Just remember, the tiniest bit of dirt will cause the biggest problem. So you want to get everything out. The primer bulb, I've just cleaned this up while I'm at it. Alright, let's get the compressed air here. I'm just going to blow all these off. Okay, as you can see, it's making a little bit of a difference. Starting to get all that crud, varnish, and everything cleaned off this carburetor plate. So, give this another soaking. Clean this in the meantime while that's soaking. Always spray away from your parts so you don't blow them away. I've made that mistake before. and clean the throttle body out too. Just open the throttle body like so, spray some in there. Alright, that's pretty good. The rest of the stuff I pretty much just clean up with a little pocket screwdriver here. Basically all you need to do is just scrape all that crud away off the carburetor plate. Once you get that done, put the carburetor back together. Let's see how it runs. And that's a fix. That's all it's to it.